Finally, task 1, let's review. So task 1 is create the inventory file and also an Ansible CFG and with some configurations there, okay? So first you need to configure, install all the packages. This is what you need to do if you're using a full-fledged RHEL system. The rest of the instructions are for installing on Rocky. I have made a separate video about installing this on Rocky. Go and check it out first and then come back. So this is the premises. This is what I want you to do. Server A, it's a member of the balancer group. Server B, it's a member of the prod group. I mean, server B and C are members of the prod group. Server D, it's member of the dev. Server D, it's also a member of the test, and the prod group, it's also a member of the web service group. You need to create a config file there, some directories, and some configurations within the config file. Okay. So this is what I suggest. You create the Ansible folder within the DevOps user, then create the roles folder and then the collections folder. And when you create an inventory, make sure you match all the host names that will work with your SSH keys. In this case, I'm using the shorthand version of the host names, which work for me and makes things simpler. You just do whatever you want. So this is an example. Let's go here for a few seconds. So I have my Ansible folder, and I do have my inventory file. So I'm not going to type in all the YAML files in front of you, because it's just too time consuming for me and for you. I will just have to fix my own typos, because I do a lot of typos. So I just have all the playbooks already typed and troubleshooted. They just simply work for the most part. So we just save time. I will show the playbooks and I'll explain how they work. But I mean, you don't need to see me typing stuff or copy pasting and fixing the pasting errors. Anywho, inventory file is here. So I have the balancer with server A, dev with server D, prod with B and C, test with server D, and a host and a subgroup with prod. So we'll just build this. It's a very simple file to build. Okay. Then you configure your ansible.cfg. So cat ansible.cfg. So there you go. This is the location of the inventory file that we just built. This is the user we're going to use to connect to the managed hosts to do stuff. Basically, I'm going to use the DevOps. If you need escalation, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to become root and don't use passwords, because we have that already pre-configured in our systems to be able to use sudo without the need of the password. So our sudo words file allows DevOps to use sudo commands without the password. This should be already set up for you in the managed hosts. If it's not, you can do it, no problem. So just need to make sure that the DevOps user can connect from SSH from the workstation to the managed hosts and can sudo without password. That's that. This is where we're going to put the roles path. I will review this in a second in a future task, and this is going to be the collections. We're going to review that in a future task. Okay. So that's done and dandy. And to check, so if you prefer to use RHEL stuff, do use RHEL stuff. If you prefer to use RHEL 9 stuff, you can use RHEL 9 stuff, which is pretty fine. But let's use RHEL 9 for now. So if you're using RHEL 8, just use I can show you. Ansible inventory graph. I mean, you can do that. Let me show you. So Ansible inventory minus graph. This should work still. And it works, okay? So, but I highly recommend you get acquainted and at least make sure that the RHEL 9 stuff works before you progress, because you may lose some marks if you don't even if you don't use RHEL 9 stuff throughout the exam. Just make sure that it's there, okay? So don't lose. You don't have any chances of losing marks. So you need to download, if you're using Ansible Navigator, you need to download. If it's not pre-made for you, most likely is, but you need to download or at least check to see if the image is there. Okay, so let me show you. In my case, I already have the image, so Podman, images. It's already there. CC is going to be the image I'm using because I'm using Ansible Navigator for version 4. So if I do Ansible Navigator minus version, it's a 24.2. So you download the 24 Podman image and it should be good to go. And if you need to download the image, they probably already have something there, an image there for you, and they have the instructions so you can download from some specific spot for the exam because the exam is offline. So they're going to tell you, or your image, your image is here, pull from here. Okay. In this case, I had to do Podman. I'm not going to do this because I already did that. Podman login. I would log in to my free Red account. You can just do something like Podman login registry.redhat.io. This is you need to log into this repository, but it's free to use, and you can then download your image. Podman pull. In this case, I just pulled the one that was kind of matched my version, 2.4, and it's RHEL 8, but it's pretty fine. Okay, and you download it. On the exam, you will download the one they want you to download. It's fine. Just do Podman images and use the one they specify you to download, and that you will get it at the ready. Then you just configure your Ansible Navigator file, config file. Ansible Navigator YAML, and this is what you need to build. It's probably already there for you, but if it isn't, you need to build this. So just say where is the image, pull if you don't have it, and artifact is false, and just make sure you match this with the image you have with you. Okay. And then you can just do Ansible Navigator -I inventory -m std out -graph, and you should have the same thing. Oh, what did I do wrong? Did I do wrong? Oh yeah, inventory. I'm always looking at my notes, but I will make these kind of mistakes throughout the video series. You know me, for ready to know, I do lots of mistakes like this. Even though I'm always looking to my notes to make sure I make not many mistakes, I'm going to make the mistakes anyways. So there you go. We have the inventory checked out, and it's working. And task 1, it's done. All right. So task 1 is done. You just need to get things installed and set up. Watch this video as many times as you wish, and create the inventory file, put things in there, and make sure that Ansible and Ansible Navigator, it's working fine and dandy, and you should be good to go. Welcome to task 2. This is all about running ad hoc commands to set up repositories on the managed hosts. So in this case, it's to use ad hoc commands. As you know, in more recent versions, the ad hoc stuff, it's not really there anymore. You can use still use, in this case, RHEL 8 stuff, but I don't recommend you do that. But if you want, I'm not going to show how to use old ad hoc because this is probably going to give you 0 marks on that. So I will not recommend this, but it's there. Just use the ad hoc commands, create a script.sh, make it executable, and execute it. I don't recommend this. Do it if you want to do ad hoc with RHEL 8 procedures. It's your own risk and your own prerogative to decide to do that. I don't advise you, highly do not advise you how to do that process. So let's do the RHEL 9 stuff. So here we're going to create a playbook called yum.yaml. So I'm calling this yum.yaml, but I mean, it may not be yum.yaml at the time of the creation of your exam. It can be called something else, but basically the same thing. This is a PSA. Just generated examples you may find in the exam. I copy and pasted this from somewhere a while back. Just use the info provided by the exam. So yeah, I've been getting this ready for the longest time now, and I have some stuff because I'm a little bit lazy. and I just copy stuff from people that already done it and it works. So why do we invent the wheel if the wheel already works, right? So there it is. I'm going to show you my version of that and how it works. But the instructions should be something like, it's one you have for the base OS, and you're going to have one for the stream, like a regular. This is just fancy wording for a regular repository. Base OS stuff and stream stuff. Description is base software, stream software, base URL, it's that. DPG key, it's enabled and it's somewhere in place somewhere. It doesn't really matter what the parameters I use, because I'm not going to put this, I'm not going to use this throughout the exam, but in the exam they're going to tell you something. I'm using these guys here just because this is what we use in the official training, so it makes sense. I mean, they just put there what you want you to put there and it should be okay. I'm not going to use this at all throughout my video series, but I'm going to show how it's done. Then I'm going to undo that. So to each your own. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so this is the solution. Okay. Oh, before I do that, this is very important. If you want some help to edit YAML files, for example, in my case, this one, not this one, that one. As you can see, I have a vertical white bar. Wow, this is very delayed. Something is not correct. Okay, never mind. I have a vertical white bar there that I can really know the vertical alignment of stuff. As you know, in YAML, it's very important. So I have a white bar to actually show off the vertical alignment. I'm avoiding tabs. As you know, tabs are a problem. So I'm going to replace tabs for 2 spaces, so I can save myself the hassle. So I have created a file in my home folder called Vim RC. This is what I have there. So the first thing is going to avoid tab problems and replace with spaces. And the second one is going to show the vertical white bar. This is going to make things much easier for me, at least, and I'm very easily distracted to do stuff and avoid problems. And this is going to give us some guidance on that. So use it if you wish, ignore if you don't. Then this is an example that I just have there, and I have this already in the build. So you're not going to see me build the YAML file from scratch. That will just be way too time consuming and prone to problems. So this is what I did. So this is a very simple playbook. Just start a playbook and watch indentations, watch commas, spaces, underscores. And the name important key configure in repository, whatever the name you want to put it, hosts all. In the exam, they're going to say that you want to use in all the hosts. In here, I'm going to put this only on server A. Wait, I have a version just for server A, don't I? If I remember, yeah. I'm that smart. Cool. Yeah, this should work. It's fine. Yeah, so this in your exam you should say host, all hosts here, all. But here I'm going to just do server A because I'm going to revert this. I'm not going to keep it. But throughout the exam you should keep it. So you just use the all keyword here because that's what I said in the task requirements. So this is my main repository, whatever, call it whatever, and the plugin, it's called YAML repository. I know it's not called modules or anything, but I don't care. So we're going to use the I have a type. Immediately I spot a typo here. No, it's fine. So yeah, I'm going to use the find module, okay, and it's going to create a file name with the description, with the base URL, enabled yes, TPG checked. But basically this is exactly what is going to show up in your repo file. And you're going to loop throughout this. So this is going to be, I'm going to create a name called base OS. A base URL is going to be this one here. This is going to be the first description, blah, 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 blah. So basically it's going to create 2 files, okay, with these different contents. Okay, one is going to be called A, the other one is going to be called B. One is going to point to the base OS, the other one is going to point the app stream. Okay, so we're going to use the file module to create two files with this stuff inside. And you should see two files there, or at least one file with two repos. The first repo is going to be called this thing, and the second file is going to be called that thing there. So, pretty simple at this point. Then you can execute this. So you can use whatever process you want, Ansible, Navigator, run, yum, server A only, -m, std out. I mean, this all my playbooks should work at first try because I have tested them out all also, but things can arise and it's fine. So if I SSH into server A, if I go get myself some root access, if I go to my etc yum.repos.d, you have there your ansible.repo, and there we go. It looks fine. So in my case, I'm going to remove it because I don't want to have it here, but it works great. And let's check it out again. Let's get YAML. So it will run on all, and this is going to create the file in the correct location. Okay. And it's going to give it the contents that we actually wish to have. Going to give a couple of seconds to observe, and task 2 is done. All right. So task 2 is done. Thankfully, everything it works. It's great. Yeah, I'm looking at my own work and I'm pretty proud. That was a little bit stupid moment of mine. It's 6 a.m. guys. I'm recording this because I love you. Like, subscribe, and comment below helps. And I'll see you in the next one. Hello. So you are here for task 3, are you? Good to you. Good for you. So task 3 is install packages on managed hosts. Task 3 is install packages on managed hosts. So create a playbook called DevOps Ansible Package.yaml. I'm going to, oh my god, it's not YML, it's YAML. Let me fix my main file. It doesn't really matter too much. It's not double. I like to use the YAML full thing, full stop. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I can use YML, YAML, whatever, just be consistent. The following tasks regarding package install and management. Install the PHP and MariaDB on hosts dev and test and prod. Install RPM development tools packages group in host, dev and host. Update all packages to the latest version in the dev host group. So these are the packages for this group, these are the packages for this group, and these are the packages for update everything on the dev. Okay, so this is the playbook here, and let me show you that on the console itself. So cat, not cat, that's vi packages .yaml. Okay, so the first is going to install PHP and MariaDB on the dev, test, and host prod. So host is going to be on these machines. Name is to install the package. We're going to use the yum module, and then the packages are going to be MariaDB and PIP. And the latest is the latest version. Second task is going to be install RPM development tools on the dev. It's going to be on the dev. The tasks are going to be install dev. So this is going to be the group. So this is when you do the group list. This is what's going to install and update everything on the dev. Okay, so yeah, update everything on the dev. So let's see. So let's see who is on the dev group. I forget. Cat inventory. So dev is server D, right? So dev is server D. So if I SSH to server D, if I do so minus DNF group list, hopefully this will work. So RPM development tools, it shows in the available. Hopefully after this, it's going to show you in the installed. Okay, so now just do Ansible Navigator, run packages.yaml -m std out. If you want to do minus check, you can, just to make sure, not make sure, but as a good starting point to see if something pops, or you can just dive into the actual execution. So the check is kind of a dry run of sorts. So this is going to be install run things. So after this, if when you go to server D, back to server D, the RPM development should be installed on server D. Again, no cuts, no edits. You're going to watch this real time. Of course, if this is the real exam, you'll be sweating your mustache, because we always think something's going to be wrong. The performance of their machine, it's not the best, so don't worry too much if things take a little while. It's a-okay. Okay, so now if I go back to server D, hopefully it should show as installed. So it's installed now. So a-okay. So these machines are already updated. I made an update beforehand, so this task of the update took little to nothing, because they are already updated. So there was not much to do here. So we installed MariaDB and PHP on the dev, test, and prods. We installed development tools on the dev group, and we updated all the packages to the latest version on the dev host group. Task 3, it's done. Task 4, which is install Ansible collections. All right. So here we're going to install Ansible collections. Okay. I'm not going to install the latest and the greatest Ansible collections. The eagle-eyed of you are going to notice this. But these are the versions that are they're going to be kind of accurate with the exam. The versions matter nothing. The process is what matters. Okay. So in your case, they're going to provide you an URL. So you just need to build in your collections folder a requirements.yaml, and you put this there. Okay, it's pretty much that, and you can install like this. Okay, so Ansible Galaxy collection install -r collection requirement -p collections, and it's going to install to the collections folder all the collections. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. This takes 2 minutes to do. You just build a requirements.yaml file. I don't even know if I have built my one, because I'm not using that. Do I? Get requirements? No. So just build the requirements.yaml and do this. I'm going to install it by hand. Well, I already did that. I'm not going to do that again, but I'm going to show you how I did it without using any type of repos. You can get this from galaxyexable.com. This is publicly available. So if you want to prepare, just get those from there. Use whatever version. If you want to make things coherent, use these versions to be coherent throughout the exam prep. But it's fine. It's not that important. We use collections later. I don't think we will. But if we do, we already have them. In your case, just build the requirements file. It's very simple to do, and you're off to the races. And just do the install. Here I'm going to install by hand. So I have them. I have both here. I have the community and the POSIX. So I'm not going to install them like I said to you guys, because I have already them installed. But this is, oh shit, this is how you do it. Okay, you just do this for one, okay, and do the other ones for the POSIX. Come on, why aren't you completing? That's fine. And you just do Ansible POSIX. Oh, it's Ansible POSIX. It's not POSIX. Okay, and it's installed, and you're good to go. I mean, it doesn't have any problems. To check Ansible Navigator collections, to check. This will take a moment for the first time. It's not the first time, but still takes a minute. And there we go. So I have there on our home DevOps, and there also. So they are installed, the community general and the POSIX. So they are a-okay, good to go. task 4, it's done. Just review a little bit if you wish. Pause here. Task 5, system roles. So we need to build or install and use system roles. PSA, the classroom.example.com does not exist. Okay, I'm not going to use this. This is a placeholder. This is just something for you to be aware of. So I'm going to use this host because it's the same that is used, like I said before, it's the same host name you will see on a training. So it will be familiar to you. So Classroom is going to be our NTP server. So this is going to be just it's going to be just a placeholder. I'm not going to use this, but I will show how it's done. So basically, you're going to use system roles to synchronize our time through NTP. So basically, install the system roles package and create a playbook called DevOps Ansible timesync.yaml. Runs on all managed hosts. I'm not going to run on all, maybe on one, just to undo, because I don't. Well, it doesn't harm to keep it there, but I want to undo that. So runs on all managed hosts. I'm going to use this maybe on server B or something. I will see. Use the timesync role. Classic. They love this role to test people out. It's going to configure our current NTP provider to be that one or Classroom. I can use the IP or the host name. Do whatever they ask you in the exam. Configure the role to use the RBurst. Okay. So first, as root, we're going to have to install system roles. Here in RHEL on Rocket, it's the same thing. So it's exactly the nf install RHEL system roles. I mean, like I can show you. So dnf install. Well, you have it there. It's they don't have to put this. This is just auto completed. It's the same thing on Rocky, so you're off to the races. And then you can just use it. So let's go to the console. So this is how to install dnf install system roles, and you're good to go. You're fine. So can do Ansible Galaxy list. So, and there we go. So you have this is going to be this is already a little bit optimized. So if you're running this before you set everything up, you probably see no roles at all. So just get out. If you're seeing no roles at all, it's fine. Just get out of the Ansible folder, do it again, or use it as root. So if you are running on the Ansible folder, you have the CFG file that is going to point to specific locations, and you probably see things incomplete at that point in time. So do the list option out of the Ansible folder where you have the Ansible CFG file. So do the list be outside, somewhere else, somewhere outside of your Ansible folder where you have the Ansible CFG file, or do it as root if you prefer. So here we have the roles and their locations, OSR share Ansible roles. So we are good to go. So make sure you'll do, in my case, it works, I mean, better than expected because I have everything all set up at this point. My roles are here and my roles are there. So this is the one you need to be aware of, because this one you already probably have, you are following along, already have configured. Cool. So let's go out of this is my recommendations, blah, 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 blah. Then you configure the Ansible CFG. And you update the roles path like this. Again, outside of the home folder, you do the list. And this is the one you already have there or need to have there. And this is the system-wide one, which is fine. And you just need to add that to the roles. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not that problematic. So going to our time sync thingy-majiggy. Yeah, you can use this guy there. Okay, let's go. So if I do vim, not etc, usr share Ansible roles, what is called time sync? No, system roles. Yeah. So vim, Waterbrandford, usr share Ansible roles time sync. You have there the readme. It's uppercase, isn't it? readme.md. Don't worry about this blah, 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 blah. You just go here. Example playbooks. And I'm going to be a little bit more fancier, but this is all you need. You just need to remove the extra stuff. So copy this and then paste to your playbook. I'll show next what's next. Cool. Then you create your timesync playbook on your Ansible folder. You paste and you end up with this. Okay. Manage timesync. You just edit out what you need. This is what you need to end up with. So give it whatever the name. Okay. It doesn't really matter. Yep, that's it. Just edit. Host, it's all. The vars are timesync. Everything is already there. You just need to edit out. The host name is classroom. iBurst, it's true. And the role. Okay. You don't need to put the second part there, but if you want to be fancy, you can add your time zone there. You can add your time zone. You don't really need it, but if you want to be fancy and be safe, well, not safe. Safe is not the correct word. To be fancy, you can add that there. I don't have it, and it works fine. You can put there, but they don't specify the question about all the time zone. So, I mean, do they specify asking the question? No, they just say use a specific server. They don't specify time zone stuff. So, if you want to edit as a bonus, you can. So let me just edit this, or do cp timesync.yaml timesync server b only .yaml. Cool. And then I think that's it, right? Okay, yeah. So let me use Ansible playbook just for funsies. Ansible playbook. So timesync server b only .yaml. I can do -- syntax check. So no news, good news. You can go here. Oh, I'm so stupid. I didn't change the host pattern. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't want to do this, but it's fine. Yep, that's done. So if I SSH the server B, okay, you can just cat RHCE.conf. There we go, classroom, and you can just do C sources -v. Classroom, it's not going to show up here. Why? Classroom does not exist, right? So it will never synchronize the time because Classroom is not existent. But you had it, it will show up here as time synchronized, but it works. Okay, let me change my timesync server B only to just to be server B. It's fine. Okay, it doesn't matter. If I run into problems, I can also always reset my VMs. It's fine. It's fine. In your case, it will just work with Classroom on the exam. What do we know? Task 5 is done. Task 6, guys, we are getting there. So task 6, it's install rules of Galaxy. So this guy here, materials do not exist. It's what exists throughout the official training. And that's again why I'm using this name, because it's what exists in official training. And like I say here, I will not use this throughout our test environment. So it's fine. Okay, but this is how it's done. It's a no-brainer. You just install the requirements file here, and call it YAML requirements.yml or YAML, whatever, doesn't really matter. And the role is to be installed there, and the URL to get it, it's here. Did I build a file? I don't think I did. No, I want to keep things a little simple. Never, doesn't really matter. So I just build the file. This is where the files are going to be. They're going to tell everything where the files are, where to pull them, what is it, what server it is. Then the name of the role is balancer, blah, 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 blah. So this is the requirements file. So give it name balancer and where to put it, and the PHP info and where to put it. Okay, this is all here. So you're going to put the HA proxy and the PHP info. This is going to be used in the later exercise. So this is one of the fields that are interdependent. So we're going to use this later on in a different exercise, on a different task. So just build the requirements, install with the Ansible Galaxy install -r the YAML file and where to install them. And you just do the list and they will pop there. So once again, this is the requirements file, or how to build the requirements file and what to put in the file. And you are off to the races. So I'm not going to need this in my environment. Okay, this task, which is task 7, it's time consuming. This is one of the 3 maybe that are very time consuming. So let's get started. So create a custom role and use it. It's a little bit time consuming, and yeah, it is. So to create this custom role, it's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to take it slow because I don't want to make mistakes, because it's normal for me to make mistakes and get distracted or whatever. Cool. So let's carry on. Create a custom role and use it. So let's go. Create a role with the name Apache in Home DevOps Ansible roles as follows. The HD packet is installed, enabled on boot and started immediately. The firewall is enabled and running with the rule to allow access to the web server. Hello, firewall. Yeah, firewall. A template file called the template file is present to use a file index.html that will show host name and IP address, Ginger goodies. So you need to browse the servers and see welcome to server A on IP address of the server A and etc. Where the host name is the fully qualified domain name and the IP address is the IP address. No shit. Create a playbook called new role that is the role as follows. The playbook runs on host web servers. No shit. These comments. So the web servers are the prod and server B and server B and server C. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. So read this thoroughly and then we can carry on in practical terms. So let's begin this. Okay. So I already done this, but you do Ansible Galaxy init okay, this is what you will. I will not do this again, so you just create a new role. Okay, so in the roles folder you have there the Apache one. Okay, this, if you don't have it, after you init it, you will see it. You can also do 3 roles Apache, and you have all the shit there. Or you can do Ansible Galaxy list and get it from there. So let's get immediately Ginger out of the way. So basically, this is what you build. You just build roles Apache templates, and you just build your Ginger template. This is going to make it possible, so that you will see the welcome message like this one there. Okay. So welcome to Ansible Facts FKDN. Be careful with this. Respect the spacings and everything else. Welcome to Ansible Facts FKDN on Ansible Facts default IPv4 and address. All right. So Ginger, it's out of the way. Then we can have a look at the roles Apache tasks main. This is the thing you're going to do. This is going to one you're going to edit out. This one is already fixed by me, and this is going to make sure that the requirements are followed. So if you check the requirements here, let's check it out. So yeah, this is going to install HTTP for us. Install HTTP, set up the firewall, and install, not set up the firewall, install the firewall if it's not installed. Start the service, and the services are HTTPD and firewalld. Create the index. This is a Jinja template we have on the templates folder, and this is going to be put in there. So you don't have to put the full path because it's already in the roles. It's already in the roles templates folder. Okay. Where do I have my cat? Yeah, it's already there, so it just knows it's a role. Again, it's important to study your stuff. I'm not going to explain to you guys what a role is here. All right. And the owner. Enable firewalld and the port, HTTP port, and we should be good to go. So this is all the contents of the main tasks file. Cool. What next? They want us to do next. Okay, don't forget to create the J2 file. Cool. Now, in your Ansible folder, you will have a new role, or whatever the name you want me to give it, and it's just going to run it on the web servers, and it's going to use the Apache role, and you just use it. Ansible playbook, new role, HTML, just for funsies, syntax check. Good, and now you can just use it. If you want to use the more modern stuff, if you want to use Navigator, you're fine. Cool. Now, in theory, if I if I curl HTTPD, HTTP column, blah, 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 server B and server C. There you go. Welcome to the lab, server lab, blah, 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 on, blah, blah, blah. So for in my opinion, the kind of the harder part, it's the Jinja template to remember all of this and to make it spacing right and all of that. So here you have it, and everything, it's good to go. Task 7, it's done. Get your coffees. Task 8, it's a lengthy one. Oh my god, I don't have my coffee. I'm running out of coffee, but I will make task 8, take a break, and come back to task 9. So task 8 is going to be using roles that we installed using Ansible Galaxy. Okay, it's a lengthy one, but you can you see nothing. I believe nothing depends on this. So this one depends on the Galaxy stuff, but this no task depends on this one. So if you feel that it's better, just leave this for last, so you can just get the easy, quote unquote, easy stuff out of the way, right? All right. I just noticed I don't have any background light. It made zero difference. Okay. Use roles that are in Ansible Galaxy. Fun, right? Lots of fun. Create your playbook called home devops ansible deploy hproxy.yaml. Okay, you will get there in a second. My phone is about to explode, so you can read along. Again, I don't make much cuts in these videos. So the role to configure load balancer web server request between host and web server host. No shit. I don't have Bluetooth enabled. Okay, I can enable it. Welcome to, when you browse, you can see server B and IP address and see server C and IP address. All right. Do I need to restart the app to get things going? Come on. And the playbook contains a play that runs on the web server's host group and uses the PHP info role. Browsing. Let me get this going. I forget. I like to have some. Okay, there we go. Much better. Some light behind me. Yeah, so on the PHP side, you hello PHP word from server B and various details of the configuration. Okay, so you should see something. You need to see the welcome stuff and also the PHP version that is installed. It's a lengthy one, so the playbook has to runs a balancer host group and balancer role. This role configure web server balancer and request between host and web server host. No shit. Browsing to the host balancer group, 8080, then it should give the output below. Welcome to an IP, and also welcome to the PHP FKDN and the information about the PHP install. Cool. Fun. Let's use the most obvious skeleton of the rules we have available and adjust IPs to your scenario, exam, or prep. So the IPs, the host names are going to be that matter to me. You should adjust that to the ones that matter to you. So first, let's go there. Not this one there. So I have this, of course, I have this already set up for the most part, so we don't have to go through this. Okay, so let's do VIM, etc DevOps, etc DevOps. What do I want to do? Oh, I want to see the main one. Okay. So this is going to be the main YAML file, deploy the proxy role and the PHP info role. First is going to be run in the balancer, like the requirements of the question, and the other one are going to be run in the host, like the requirements of the answer. One is going to be using the role balancer. The other one is going to be using the role PHP info. So this is kind of the main playbook. Not that different from the previous task we did. This is task what? I forgot already. 8 or something. The previous task about creating a custom role. So this is the main file, which is fine. Okay. Then you will just go to the roles that Galaxy installed. Balancer, vars, main.yaml. Okay. And this is going to, you can adapt this to your needs, but this is something, works for me. And use your own IP addresses and host names on the exam. So port is 8080, like the requirements on the question, on the task. The firewall zone is going to be the public zone. Service is HTTP. Source is the 1190. This is my server A. That on the requirements they said somewhere that if you browse server A, if you browse server A, you get load balanced through to the other two. So this is the IP address of my server A. Adjust this to the ones you have in your lab or throughout the exam questions. So these are the two ones you're going to load balance, and the ports on so internally it's port 80, and we'll be connecting to port 8080, and you're going to open up a firewall rule on the public zone. Service is HTTP, and my server A 80.192.166.119.10. This is my server A. Use your server A or whatever server you specify throughout the exam. Cool. So this is the vars. Now, if this is important, if you are having issues with firewall rules, if you see that the firewall rules are not getting applied correctly, go to this file there and comment out services blah blah blah. Okay, do you have a line there? Do I have the file, or do I have my role has this file? I don't think, no, I don't have this file in my role. It's slightly different, but you just go there and you see service. It's the only line that says service blah blah blah. Comment it out. Now it shows service blah blah blah. And I got, because that file, it's there for multiple purposes, and it can hinder your correct operation of your Galaxy role. Okay, so comment it out and try again, or comment it out from the get-go and avoid problems. It's fine. Then we need to build the Jinja. Okay, so let's check the Jinja roles, PHP info, templates, and the hello for the PHP. So this is what you need to do. So PHP echo web message from Ansible FKDN, and this is going to give you the full PHP info. Okay. You will see where this is getting pulled to web message and Ansible FKDN. You'll see where these things are getting pulled from. You'll see it in a second. Cool. Cool. Now the Jinja for HTML, it's not PHP info, it's balancer, templates, index. This is the template for Jinja. It's similar to the custom Apache role. Welcome to similar or the exact same thing. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. I am right. And there we go. And where is this is going to pull from the Galaxy role. It's going to have there, so you don't need to change it. So your Galaxy role will have that already set up for you. Then you just need to let me review. And the Ginger and time, and then to just run the first playbook with it, which was this guy here. This is going to apply everything else, and it's going to apply all the things you need. It's going to apply the both rows, the balancer and the PHP info, and you should be good to go. And just run this playbook, and things are just going to be up and running. All the variables are set, and we are good to go. Yeah, that's test case. This is going to be, it seems to be quick because I already did all the work for you. But just take your time, run the playbook. So just do Ansible playbook deploy. You run it, it will install it, and you should be a-okay. Woo-wee! Task 8, it's done. Review this video as many times you want. Task 9 is next. Did not have enough? Let's go to task 9. Create and use a logical volume. Fun or not? Cool. Requirements are, let's get this ready. Create a playbook called Home DevOps Ansible LVM.yaml that runs on all managed hosts that does the following. In my case, I'm going to run it only on server A again, just because makes things slightly easier for me. But I hope in the exam they don't require you to run it in all hosts, but if they do, you have to. Create a logical volume like this. The logical volume is created in the research volume group. In your exam, the research volume group already exists. So if you're doing this in your test lab, make sure that the volume, the VG called research already exists. So many people failed not the exam, but the practice, the prep, because they don't know this. So in the exam, the research volume group already exists. So the volume group already exists in the exam. So that's one kind of a prerequisite. So in the exam, the research volume group already exists. So don't have to build that, create it in the playbook itself. Logic volume size, it's data. Logic volume size, it's 300 megabytes. Format the logical volume with ext4. The required local volume should not be if the requested. Now this is the tough part. If the requested logical volume size cannot be created, an error message could not create a logical volume message should be displayed, and the 800 megabytes should be used instead. This is the tough part. Until here it's fine, but this is the kind of the tough part. If the volume resource does not exist, an error message with volume group not exists should be displayed. This does not mount the logical volume whatsoever. Do not mount it, which makes our lives easier. This is easy. The easy part. This is the tough part. Okay. In the exam, the research VG already exists. Okay. Okay, let's do this. In my case, it's going to be run on server A only for eval testing, but in the exam, they should run whatever machines they want you to run. So this is the playbook. Of course, I'm going to show you in practice, and I'm going to apply it, of course. So let's jump into there. So let's use VI instead of cat. So step by step, let's logical volume check and config, whatever, give it the name, whatever, blah. Server A, you should, in the exam, you should run on all, okay? All, okay? Ignore errors, yes. This is going to allow the whole playbook to run without stopping. The errors are there. We can see the errors. We can use the errors to our advantage, but the playbook does not stop there. You just go through and you can deal with the errors ourselves. LV size, in this case, it's 1500 megabytes, which is what they're requested. Tasks, first task, let's see the following is present. This is a command called VGS research. Let me show you this. So if I say set to server A, if I do VGS research, it's there. Okay, of course I need to be sudo to do this. So this is going to tell if the research VG already exists or not. Okay, it's going to show us if the research VG already exists. If it's absent, for example, if I go to server B, VGS research, it's not found. Okay, so if I get this message, then I know that VG does not exist. So this is the command. This is the VG to look for. Okay, if it does not, this is going to do the command. And it's going to store here the status, if it's present or if it's absent. If it's absent, it's going to say does not exist. Okay, if it's present, then it's going to create the VG. Okay, on the VG volume group, it's going to create the L of the logical volume with this size. So if it exists, it's going to store the result of this action in this variable. I'm going to call it a variable. If it's failed, it gives you the message. Okay. If it's present, creates the logical volume with 1500 megabytes. Now I'm going to store this information there, so I can use it later to know that the VG is created. Now, here I'm going to check to see if the logical volume is created or not. And it's going to pop this message if the LV status shows that not enough space. Okay? Cool. And then we format. If this did not fail, it will format. So see if it's present. If it's present, create the LV. If it's absent, show me the error. If it doesn't have space for 1500, it creates 800 and formats. Okay. Now we can just go on Ansible playbook. So let's go back to server A just for a second. If I do LVS, I don't see any. This is just the ones I already have. So let's compare before and after. So Ansible playbook, syntax check, LVM, and we can do a quick syntax check. I know it works because I have tested this, but it does not hurt to do. Looks fine. And we can just let it rip. In theory, all my playbooks work because I have tested them. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Skipping, so it skips this one. It's good because it has created it. So you go there, sudo LVS, and you have the data on the data LV on the research volume group, and with 1.5 megabytes. Is it formatted? Let's see. So let's see, BLKID, for example, BLKID with the sudo. Come on! There we go. It just needed some motivation. I'm tired, man. I've been recording for the last 4 hours. Where the F is it? There it is. It's formatted. It's fine. Task 9 is done. Task 9. You don't have enough of ginger? Let's get more ginger. Yeah, so in the exam, they're going to tell you to download from a file, a sample file from somewhere. I don't have it here. I have built it myself, which is fine. You just download with wget, whatever the path they request. It doesn't really matter. You just download whatever file they want and do it. Okay, let me show you my currently. And let's go back. So let's VIM hosts. So I have it already. I hope I still have it. Hosts. And I don't. LES star J2. Interesting. Did I give it a different name? Host.j2. Where the hell did I put it? Is it in the files? Yeah, it's there. So yeah, there you go. I have downloaded it. I'm putting this in the files directory because it's where it needs to be. So this is what this is. You download something that looks a little bit incomplete. So in your case, it's just going to show you have this and a little bit of this. Okay. But this is what you need to have it in the end. Okay. So this is already the final form. So when you download, you should see this here, which is fine. This is like a regular host file header. And you're going to have, in your case, you're going to have a little bit of this, and then just a beginning of the 4 and the end 4. You need to fill in the rest. So let's go back to the requirement. So basically, you need to create on the managed hosts the etc my hosts file, and the contents are going to be like this. So that's the normal header, and it's going to show the IP address of the server and the server's names. So basically, server A is going to have a my hosts file on the etc that host lists all the hosts. You'll see in a second what does this mean. So in theory, this is what the original file before editing contains. Okay, and you'll see the final form, which is something like this. Okay. Okay, so let's go back here. And then we'll just check the playbook file. Okay. So basically what it's going to do is going to put this header, and it's going to cycle through all of this. Okay. So it's going to cycle through everybody on the dev. We need to check who is in the dev because I forget. So let's cat / inventory. So it's only server D. Okay. And it's going to list server D. In theory, since only server D is on the dev, that the my host file should show only server D. So this will work for any situation. Okay. If you want to swap this for the actual server D name, you can, because they only want to see server D. But I have used this gene just so many times for other projects. I just had to copy paste it. So it's going to list all the members of the dev group. Okay. So if you want to put your server D and only server D will show, it's kind of a cheat, but fine. In this case, I have used this for so many situations for different host groups that I just had it handy, so I just copy paste it and I use it. It's fine. It's going to show all the hosts. In this case, it's going to show all the hosts on the specified group. All. It doesn't matter if it's 1, if it's 20. It will show all. If you want to cheat a little bit, just type in the server D name, and it's one way to do it. Okay. Then we have the main file, which is called the hosts. Come on. Jeez. Okay. This is going to check to see if my host is up to date. This is going to run all the hosts of the dev group with, well, server D in this case. It will deploy the file there, and the template, it's the one within the files and hosts.j2, the Ginger file I just shown you. and it will build my host file. Okay, so just run simple playbook, run host.yaml syntax check. You don't have to use the syntax check as often as I'm doing it. Not run. Run is the Ansible Navigator stuff. And you don't have to run the syntax checks so many times like I'm doing. I just like to do it. Then you just SSH to server D, get etc my host, and it's there. Only server D is showing because only server D is part of the dev group. Works. So this is going to work. So if you want to run this on all, just type all, and all hosts will show up, or web servers, and all the web servers will show up on my host. So this will work. It doesn't matter how many machines and what machines they are. This will work for whatever part of the group there is. Dev group shows server A, web servers show whatever servers, and this works every single time. It doesn't work for one situation specifically. It works for whatever members of the group is, right? And it works. So task 10 is done. I'm very tired. I've been recording for many hours, but let's go. Task 11, modifying file contents. And I do this because I love you guys, my big beautiful bastards. So modifying file context. So task 11 asks, create a playbook called Ansible issue blah 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 blah. The playbook runs on all hosts. Let me just reset my console. Yeah. The playbook replaces the contents of etc issue with a single line of file like this one. On host dev group should read development, on host group should read test, and on host on a product group should be production. Fun! Again, very common task. Google search will reveal it, which is true. Okay, this is a very common task. Well, not with these specific names, of course, but it's a very common task to replace contents of files with a playbook. Okay, it's very normal to alter file contents. It's very normal to alter file contexts. Not context, file contents with any other content. So it's a very common task to perform in the real world. So I had my own template already, so this one was quite easy to do. So let's check the issue.yaml thingamajiggy. So contents of the etc issue with a single file. I have this playbook already for the longest time, so it was easy for me just to reuse it. Okay. So it's going to run on all, okay? This is going to run on development. This is going to be run on test. This is going to run on production. So copy the content, copy this new line to the etc issue when inventory host name is in groups dev. So basically add the development line here if it's part of this group, add the test here if it's part of this group, add this guy here, if it's production. So if it's part of dev, add this there. If it's part of test, add this there. If it's part of prod, add this there. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's see, I don't know, development, who belongs to development. Yeah, development. So who belongs to development? Development, it's server D. Okay, server D. Let's focus on server D, shall we? So Ansible playbook, issue.yaml. Yes, you can use Ansible Navigator or use whatever you want, man. At this point, it doesn't matter. Okay, so SSH server D, get etc issue. There you go. Wait, test? Server D is on test. So let's go to server A, cat etc issue. Oh, interesting. Server A. It's on balancer. We're not running this on balancer. Let's go to server B. So it's normal for server A not having that there. So get etc issue. production. So server B. Where is my console? I lost console. It's back. So server B is not on production. And it is. So let's check server C. Should be also production. Yeah, it works. It's fine. Just sorry for the thingy-majiggy. So let's check this again. Issue. So if it's on development, it will write development on etc issue. If it's on test, it's going to write test on the issue. If it's on production, it will write production on the etc issue. Task 11, it's done. Woo! Task 12. I must be crazy to record, or at least try to record all tasks in the same day. I'm using the same shirt. I will not change it. Let's go. Task 12. Create the web content. So they want us to create, and it's YAML, not YML. Let's fix the master file. Fixed. It's not that important. Yeah, so create DevOps Ansible YAML, web content.yaml. The playbook runs on the dev host group. Let me just clear my console. So the dev host group is server D. And create a direct web dev with the following requirements. We're going to belong to the web dev group. The permissions are these ones. It has set group ID. A simple link needs to be created. And it has to contain only one thing, which is the group, which is development. It should read development, but yeah, they have developed. Jesus, I'm burning out. Yeah, broadly search should show development. PSA: check the web dev system group exists. If not, create and the Apache web dev system group create. So make sure that this group, the system group exists, and the Apache group exists. Okay. It doesn't have to be on the it doesn't have to be on the playbook. Just make sure that exists. In our exam, it should exist already. So this is the playbook. What is the name? Web content. You don't have to create the groups in the playbook. You can just do it by hand. So web content. Cool. So web directory, blah, 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 on the dev host, create dev group if not present. Well, in this case, I actually did due diligence and made it on the actual playbook. So if past Ozoi did this, present Ozoi should respect that, because I have been using this playbook, recycling it. So if the past Ozoi did it, present Ozoi should use it. So disregard what I said, put it on the playbook. Past Ozoi, it's a less tired Ozoi and with a little bit more witty. So yeah, it's there. Create this web dev directory with the permission, set group ID, blah, 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 blah. And the SLinux content. This is a classical content too. Make this a symbolic link, like the requests, and the HTML file. With this, well, since they want a simple content, it's pretty simple to do. Cool. Now, server D. It's only server D. Okay, cool. So now just run the playbook. Ansible playbook. Web content. I'm not going to run the syntax check because I know it works. Cool. Now if I do curl, HTTP, blah, 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 server D, and the route to host, server D, .lab.example.com. Oh, yeah, in theory, yeah, because this guy doesn't have HTTPD installed. Oh no, it's a web dev. right? Yeah, no router host. So server D does not have. It's D or B. Oh God. It's B. So not found. Oh my God, I'm so confused right now. So it's going to run where? In server D. Okay, server D. Web dev. Yeah, I don't have Apache installed on server D at this point. Yeah, because the other playbook did not run on server D. What was the YAML file we used? Yeah, web content was the one we just did, right? So yeah, I'm not running this. Oh shit, yeah. HTTPD is not installed on. Yeah, it's only installed on web servers, which is the broad ones. So server D does not have HTTPD installed at this point, but you can just SSH into it and serve and see server D, right? Server D. So what? Let's check the playbook. cd/webdev. It's there and has the correct permissions. I mean, it's fine. Everything is fine. It's fine. And the content of it should show web dev development. Yeah, server D doesn't have Apache installed. I just had to install it and it should be okay. So I forgot to pre-install the web HTTPD there, and no other playbooks installs HTTPD there, and this playbook is not there to install HTTPD. I could add the play to install HTTPD, but it's not really needed. You know, it works in the exam HTTPD. It's already pre-installed for you on server D. And why I see here server B, I don't know. Let's check this again. So this should run on the web dev, not here. Get web dev, cap inventory. So web dev group. Web dev group does not exist. Why did I type dev host group? I'm so stupid. So it runs on dev, it's server D, and server D doesn't have a web server installed, which is fine. So I just fix. I typed D. I don't want it to type server D. The main file is fixed. Yeah, this is not working because I did not pre-install HTTPD on server D, but it's and no other playbooks installs the web server on server D, because the only playbook that does install the only playbook I have that installs. Yeah, so in my lab environment, I never installed HTTPD on my examples on server D, but it's good to go. In your case, it will work fine. So this let me show you once more the playbook, and it's called web content. So this is going to create the files. Make sure that the group is. Let's check if the group is present. I mean, why not? Because if the group is present, it only proves that. Web dev, it's there. So the playbook works fine. I just don't have HTTPD installed on that machine specifically. Well, that's stay strong, my friends. Task 13. So this one, I will not do it in my lab because it's what you see is what you get, even though I have created the playbook for you guys to see. So they want us to create a hardware report that produces the output file hardware report.txt on all nodes with inventory host name, total memory megabytes, BIOS version, size of DDA, size of VDB, if present, of course. You don't have to create these subpartitions. They should be created for you already. Don't worry too much about, does VDA exist? Does VDB exist? It has to exist because they have to set up that for you. It's going to show like this. You get the empty file from there. Again, I'm using Classroom, whatever. They're going to give you the correct one. And modify to create values. So basically, you will download the file and add the desired contents there. So this is something like this. Again, I just reused this from other situations. I don't remember originally where I got it, but it's also a very common thing to do. And I just noticed a problem there. And let me fix that. Ansible facts, and I have whatever the case, though I don't know why, but an extra space here. And we should be good to go now. Yeah, it's fixed. Let me check the master file if it has the space there. Nope. Master file is fine. Again, the magic of copy paste. So yeah, let's go back there. This will run on all hosts, downloads the empty report to there, and we'll just build the new file with these new contents. Inventory host name. Let's see the PDF. Host name, yep. Memory, yep. BIOS version, yep. Size of the disk VDA, yep. I didn't add here the VDB, but I forgot to add the VDB. You just need to duplicate this to add VDB too. Just need to extend this to VDB. Okay, which is fine. And that's it. So the inventory host name, size in megabytes, the BIOS version, the size of VDA. I forgot to add the VDB, but you just need to extend this for the VDB. And I'm not even sure if they ask you for VDB, but just extend this for VDB and you are pretty much good to go. Run the playbook and you are good. You are done. Okay, so take care of, did they say SDA and STB in my example here? It can be NVMe or something, but usually in the virtual machines, it's that camera. But usually in the virtual machines you use in the exam environment, it's SDA, STB. Just be careful and pay attention for the names. Just SSH to the machines and check the actual names. So just do an LSPLK or cat proc partitions and check the names. And instead of VDA, just put the names there. But it should be VDA, VDB or SDA, STB. So I have in my playbook, VDA because I have reused this for other situations. And the last time I used it was VDA. But tailor that for your needs. And you should be good to go. And again, this is just a push for you to pass the certifications. I want you guys to get certified and go further in our careers. Study, it's your main tool, because if you come across some problems, you know how to work them out. So don't go to the exam thinking, oh, this is just plain A to B thing. No, this is to get you on the right mindset. In the exam, you need to have your knowledge down pat for this to make sense. All right? I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind. But let's go to task 14. This is all about password vault. Okay. Create an Ansible vault. Okay? Which is called local.yaml is a vault. Contains two variables with these two things. The password to encrypt, it's when you wish upon the start. Many Red Hat exams have this password. It's just a classic. And it's stored there. Okay, let's start. Yeah, I'm going crazy. So yeah, I have done this already, but so let's check. It's encrypted, of course, but to create this file, you do. I'm not going to do this because I did this already. So you just do Ansible Vault create. You just do this. I'm not going to do that because I already did it. It will create the file, okay? And you will VI that file and that content. Okay, at this point you are able to. Well, I can do this again. Let's do this. mkdir vault to test cd vault to test. You can see this already. Yeah. So let's do this again in a different folder. So Ansible vault create locker.yaml. And the password, I'm going to copy and paste. It's just too big. And I'm going to copy paste. I am not going to type this password. No way, Jose. There. Cool. Then you just add pw developer imadev pw manager imam imam. I'm going nuts. Cool. Save it. VM secret. This is just the instructions, right? Okay. Secret.txt. You put the password. Cool. And then lock it out. Ansible Vault view locker.yaml. It should ask for the password, but we don't want the password. We want vault password file equals home DevOps vault to test, and it's called secret.txt. Not found. Okay, I just made a typo, but that's my own fault. Home DevOps vault to test, and secret.txt. So what's wrong here? I mistyped something. Let's check it out. Oh. What? Oh, Ansible. Okay. There we go. It works. I forgot the Ansible subfolder. And everything is a-okay. So basically it's this, and you can view the contents of the file protected by that file, by that password, either by typing the password or by giving you the path to the secret file. Woo-wee! I'm going crazy. Task 15, create user accounts. Download a list of users to be created from blah 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 blah. Once again, I already have the file, but in the example, just double get this. Using the password file you created previously, but they like to use this kind of wording. Create it as well in the exam. Fuck me. Create a playbook called elsewhere. Classic. Create this playbook that create user accounts like this. User with job description of the developer should be create an unmanaged node of dev and have this password and bring home to dev groups. User with job description of manager should be run on the prod host group. This password, blah, 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 blah. And everything should be stored on the SHA 512. So download the user list. With this user list, create a YAML file with these descriptions. If he has a description of developer, should be created on the dev, and if it's manager, should be on the prod. So developers go to dev, managers go to prod. That's basically it. The user list shows something like this. All right. So basically, if it's developer, the user dev IDM should be created on all the dev machines, inventory machines, and if it's manager, it should be created on the prod machines. It's simpler than it seems. Okay. So if it's called developer, goes to the prod group machines and it's called dev IDM, and if it's manager, goes to the prod host group, which is called ops ADM. Okay, and 512. So this is the playbook that will make these things work. Users.yaml, and go console vm users.yaml. This is probably one of the most complicated. So the more complicated ones are the LVM ones, and this one. So these are very, very time consuming. So I would advise you to leave this one if you see it, and that LVM thing, because they are very time consuming. But here we go. User with job description of developer should be. Go on. So run on dev and run on test. Did they say that on the question? Yeah, dev and test. Yeah. So these ones are going to be dev and test, and that one is going to be on prod. Okay. Pull the file, pull locker. Okay. Create a group if not exist. Okay. And it's going to loop through DevOps. You can just put name here, blah blah blah. But I like to get myself into the habit of doing like this. It's very clean and very reusable. I could just say name DevOps. Yeah, but by doing this playbook can be very reusable on other situations. And test the role, and you can create with a password, okay? And loop through all the users that are developer. And then you go to prod, same files, and create the user, okay? So iterate the files, see which belongs to where, and create the users and give it the password. There's more below. Easy. There's more below. Okay. Then create the user and give it the password. So this is just going to loop through the files and through the groups and create the corresponding groups. Okay. Once again. Cool. And now we'll have the time of our life. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. This will fail, I know. I just want you guys to see it failing. Blah, 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 blah. Because you need to pass on the default password. Default. Password. File. And I swear, is it true? I'm giving it all to you. Ignore the deprecation warnings. It just works. And it's done. And it's done. Congrats, guys. Task 15, it's all done. We have checked all those files. What camera? Huh? I have been recording for so many hours at this point. I have had to reshoot so many things. But I love you guys. My big, beautiful bastards. So at this point, it iterated all the files and uses the vault file, and these are created according to their rules. So everything is working like they requested. And task 16, the last one. Congratulations if you reached this point. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, and comment, it all helps. I really, really love you all. I really love every single of everyone who subscribes and comments. I love you. Anywho. So, it's 16, the last one at the time of this recording. If other questions come by and deserve reshooting, I will reshoot them. Cool. Rekey a vault. So in your exam, they're going to ask you to download a specific file that has a specific password, and they want you to change the password. I don't have this file. I don't care. I'll use a different one. The one we just created previously. So we'll get the file, whatever, and you do Ansible, vault, Rekey, secret. You put the current one and the new one. The other one is a clear text file with the password. This is the one that is encrypted. The one is the one that has a key. So the encrypted one is the locker. So you rekey the locker. So old password, new password, and it's rekeyed. And yeah, done. Okay, guys, this is just a final thank you note to myself because I did all the work on this. Well, I hope this prepares you as best as we can do it for the EX294. Is it the correct number? I'm burned. I've been recording for so many hours now. Reshoots, technical problems, you name it. Well, these I have recorded almost 20 videos about this series, and I like to record them in one sitting because I'm dumb like that. But never mind. So I hope this helps you guys. Keep the feedback coming. Keep commenting. I'm going to release this as separate different videos, and I'm going to release this as a one full video. So you can, and with the timestamps, so you can follow along as you prefer. You can follow along one by one. You can follow along with the big one. Take your pick. I really hope that this helps everybody, and I really hope that everybody is going to show some tips to one another. But once again, study, get prepared. This is not going to make you understand the concepts of, for example, what a role is or what a vault is, but at least it's going to put you on the right mindset. When you sit down for the exam, you will feel as comfortable as possible and give you the most chances of success. I really hope you succeed. I really hope you're successful. At the time of this recording, we are almost reaching 1K subscribers. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It really helps. If you want to have more videos like this in the future and much more content, much more skits, I'm happy to do those. But in big honesty, I do this for free right now. Not YouTube or anyone else is paying me. It is giving me money, and it's very time consuming. So I really want to convert this into a full-time gig. If you consider subscribing and commenting to boost the videos and get me at least monetized, it will be nice to have something back besides the satisfaction of help, because this requires time, gear. I need to script everything. I need to record everything, sometimes multiple times. I need to edit this out, and I have other things of my professional work to do. So it's not important to get monetized, but it's relevant to me because I really want to get something out of this contribution besides the main thing that is helping everybody out. Don't get me wrong. The main thing is helping everybody to get successful. That's, from my heart, the most important thing. But I'm spending electricity, resources, and time, especially time, to do this. If I could get something back, it will be much appreciated. But the main point is, thanks for all the interaction so far. I hope this helps someone. If I help one person, it already made my day. Like, subscribe, and comment. It helps. And I'll see you next one, guys. Thank you, really.